Alright, final recap. Trash bag of a deck. This is Fold. Welcome. We're gonna play some Merfolk from the Strange Lands. This is the best I can get this deck. I think so we're in for some losses. I need, got blue, just go forest, I guess. Probably or not fighting, fight deck. So we're gonna need this for a 5, most likely. And here it is, Obliterator. Don't have enough lands. I'm probably just passing here. I mean, I'm looking for Nissa to win the game. I don't really need the mana. And I guess I could start activating that land, but he'll probably kill it. I think they're gonna fight me. I'm gonna keep as many forests as I can, but I gotta put the foundry out. I'm sure they have another one in their hand. Yep, should have put the foundry out. I think having a bunch of tokens is really good. Gives me something to sacrifice. I think I can attack. Nah. We'll do 4. Could have another fight spell, you know? Guess we'll just do that. He could put out his Obliterator and finish us off. There's not much we can do. We do have a land foundries in there. Get that back. Why? It's quite strange that you would have those removal spells to go along with the bite spells. It would just be better to have more bite spells, right? One, two, three, four. I mean, and this does +3/+3 +7/7. So we start jumping. Probably at least jump this one. And this is our last Silex. I could have removal for it. I could have double removal. Let's go out another creature out. It's fine. Because we could delay the Silex as much as possible to try to draw. Another Wake in the Woods is great. Their life total is not really that much of a concern, it's more about my life total. That's excellent. I can't get anything back from the graveyard. Although he could do damage to me with a... Nissa's in there? I milled Nissa? Ah, shoot. There's only one, I think. That's a problem. I guess I need two. Guess I gotta put two Nissas in there. I don't think I did. We're holding our own thanks to the Silex. I think we can activate the Foundry. Huh? Oops. Huh? What? Exile with mana of X or less. Oh, non-land. Non-land permanents. Ah. Interesting. Sure. And the auto tapper screwed me over. Getting 2 damage. We'll see. Because I can't activate this, you know? I can activate this next turn. Or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 5 cards, man. I don't really know what to say. One, two, three, four. I guess you just go with some tokens to sacrifice. Gotta eat those bite spells. I haven't drawn any. Oh my good Merfolk for the lands. I haven't drawn anything to go with the lantern. I mean, he's just gonna fight me anyway, so... Nothing I can do on that front. Another sheltered, man. No. What are you doing? I don't want to tap land mana for... I mean, I guess maybe I could have. I mean, he's basically going to kill one of my guys. Maybe I should have blocked all 3 of them, but I could have blocked with the manland, but he has a kill spell. So, good thing I screwed up. I could have blocked with the foundry as well. Oh, I still took out the land. Made a mistake. But not that it matters, I mean he's just gonna draw so much life. That doesn't matter. I don't want a turtle. Do I want a turtle? I don't want a turtle. No, I need the Merfolk. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's just gaining so much life. 1, 2, 3, 4. This costs 5. Maybe he did need the turtle. Would have made it cheaper, would have made him stronger. Ooh. It doesn't matter. Can't even activate this at this point. This blue doesn't have anything to do. A scream. Game. There's nothing you could do. Let's lose a couple more ranks so you don't have to playing Merfolk. It's just trash unranked. It's not good. Everything it has is like to pump creatures, so one removal spell just removes all your pumps. And then for 3 mana they put a 6/6 out that you can't do anything with. A Unless you're playing like tap spells or something like that. Like you have no answer for that. Right? Like this is my answer for that. Not a blue spell, not a green spell. Right? That's your answer. Otherwise green and blue have no answer. What do? Return him to his hand? And then he comes out next turn, and then he fight Riggings, and then he comes out next turn, and then he fight Riggings, and gets a free guy, then he gets a free 10 guys out. So then what do you do with that? With 3 mana, how do I return all the creatures to his hand? Or destroy all the creatures to his hand? Right? Does that destroy all non-land permanents? Yep. Take full advantage of the maps, try to draw them. Like I have the Lodestone Needle in there. Try to delay as much as possible because I can kill up to 4. So he was able to kill me because he drew a 4. Now he's going to do 5 damage to me. And then I Lodestone, you know, for 4. Let's do 3. Is it too slow? Yes. I don't know. And now you have nothing to do. I mean, I could Lodestone it. Whatever he puts out. He puts out a creature that makes more creatures that are bigger than I have. One creature makes 3 creatures that are bigger than I have on the board. It's perfectly fine. You know? So now you delay like 1 turn your death. I can't even attack here because he converts that into a token. Like I said, 1 creature makes 3. It's a 6/9. No, 11/9 by turn 2. So how do I do 20 damage in 1 turn with these shit cards? And he just needs a haste guy with trample. The 4/4 one. I can't even attack. Attack with this one guy. I can attack with two guys. I need two blockers back. So dumb. Oh my god! Shame scoop. Wow, Shuffler, man. You know, I have like, I don't even want to say. Maybe maybe that is the most land I have. I think I have to play at least two of them in a row. So the Cauldron deck, we'll see how good we do against the Cauldron deck. We got a Cauldron beater. Just have to have mana up. I don't know if they play counter spells. Nice. Got my opening hand out. Probably want to get rid of that. Force him to have to pay more mana. But do I do that except sacrificing my own ramp? I mean, he gets to do it 3 times, so probably yes. That might be too late. Maybe I needed to do it last turn. Probably did. That was the decision I messed up. I was supposed to do that as opposed to putting on a creature to block with. You don't have any Explorer cards in your hand, so yeah, that was probably a bad move. And you only had 2 mana up because you had another tap land because you started with 3 headquarters. Oh, yeah, no. They're tapped out, so even if they play counter spells, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Can't do nothing. I don't think that's attacking, so I'm not blocking with it. I don't have any explorers. Don't have any basic lands. Don't have any lands in the graveyard. Don't have to search land. Dead in 5 turns based on the Grifter or less. If he convenes. The Grifter is a good card for that deck. For the Training Grounds deck. So they're going to want to have that combo ready to go. This is a sorcery, by the way. Even better. Completely useless. I don't know why he's so slow. I don't have a blocker. Alright. Turtle? Or Awake in the Woods? To get 3 guys out there for flyers? And then you could Tides into the Turtle? So they do play counter spells or something. Yeah. haven't damaged him yet. I attacked last turn. Oh, he blocked with Rona because my guy's too weak. My 2/2 is too weak for his 2/2. 2 cast, 2 mana value. He does have the untapped, but he can't get everything under the Cauldron at one time. So I hope he takes the... Well, he's gonna take the Sleep Cursed. Right? That's what he's gonna take. So that he can do the Omen Hawker. And he can untap the Omen Hawker. He messed up. Should put it here. Still not enough. Either way, he put it in the wrong spot, I feel like. Because he already had +1 counter on him. So he should have spread it out so that he could use the abilities on these other guys. That's how you play the Cauldron. I mean, he could scoop. Scoop-a-doopa. That's the only way I win. You're not beating me any other way. A 1 mana spell to protect the Cauldron? Okay. Scry your heart out. We'll do 4 full mana. Wake of the Woods for 3, so terrible. I can't beat him. I don't have any way to kill that guy. Unless I turtle next turn and double block. He can Omen Hawk, he can get twice, so I can get a bunch of blockers. 3 blockers, not a bunch. It's pretty terrible. That's how bad this deck is. I could tap him. Could get the tap. Don't even have Vigilance. I'm just dead here. That's how bad this deck is. This guy is attacking me with like 1/1/1/1. There's just nothing you could do. Merfolk? Thumbs down. You have the answer to the Cauldron deck, and you're so crappy that you just die to the creatures. That's how bad your deck is. Alright, final recap. Trash bag of a deck. Merfolk. Let's look at the deck. Pretty trash. They're just too slow, these cards. And too unpredictable. So you have the Spygrass Siren, 1/1 for 1. It's great. Flying. It's a great card. When it enters, you create a map token. So, you know what would be better? Would be if it explored. If it was a 1/1 with flying and it explored right off the bat, that would be great. But it doesn't. It creates a map token, so that means you have to spend your mana in order to make it a 2/2. And then, and the same thing with the Scout. It's a 1 mana, it could be a 2/2 for 1 mana. Could be. Or you just draw a land, right? You could spend your mana and you draw a land. Oh, that's great. Except for if you get land flooded. Now it's terrible. I tried to get the Cave Diver Glow Lantern combo working, but he's a 2/4 for 3 mana. That's pretty weak. Even if he gets +1 for exploring, that's 3 damage. You know why that's weak? Because green has a dinosaur that's a 6/6. So the dinosaur deck versus the Merfolk deck, they have a 6/6 for 3. Not to mention, they have a 2/3 dinosaur that can get the power of the 6/6. So they could already have a 2/3 out on the board, and when you cast a 6/6, the other thing gets a 6/6 and attacks you on turn 3. So that's what they're doing on turn 3. They're attacking you for 6 damage. You're casting this guy that you can't use on turn 3. Maybe you could use it on turn 4 to do 3 damage to someone. And they just gave you 12 damage. So they did 18. They attacked you with 18 power, and you did 3. Moving on. Yeah, we went with like, trying to animate lands. Because, well, if we could just keep going to the explore, we got 1 conductor. Whenever you explore land, you put it into battlefield. Well, that's great, but you know what? You have to keep these people out on the board. They're just targets for removal. You put this guy out, he just gets removed instantly. The Jade Light Splunker, great card in different decks. Not in this deck. This is a great card if you want to, explore or put tokens on stuff, or put stuff into the graveyard, those type of decks. For this deck, you just draw it right away, you explore it 1 time, and now you have a 1/1, and you drew a land. Well, guess what? I needed the land before I cast this thing in order to make it better. You just don't have enough speed. Pretty terrible. Twists and turns. If a creature would explore, you get 1. So you have like all these cards to set up in order to... So you have these super cheap explore cards, right? And you have all these cards that you have to cast before you cast these super cheap explore cards. So these things are useless, right? So maybe if you had like the more expensive explore cards, right? The 4 and the 3 and this guy could be more expensive, and yeah. Is there any that I don't own that I'm probably not going to craft? Yeah, no. No. Yeah, no. This thing? No, he doesn't even explore. So yeah, the schooners too. It's not even expensive. So yeah, pretty trash. Over the edge, destroy an artifact, and you could explore twice. So you get to explore twice. Guess what? You draw a land, and maybe you put a +1 counter on it. Maybe, at best. You're not putting 2 +1 counters. You can't count it. Tried the brackish blunder, where if they attack you, you could return them, and then you create a map token. Well, that's just great, but you're waiting for them to tap a creature. So if they don't have a creature that taps because they have vigilance, now you're just holding the card for no reason, and it costs 2 more than 1. So you could just, Fading Hope, and you get to Scry, which is better than creating a map token, which now you have to spend mana later to do. Yeah. So, in this deck, it's just too much that you need the mana for in order to cast stuff, and then you don't get it. You just draw 3 Spartan headquarters off the start. 3 of the 4. Lodestone Needle. Pretty good card. Put 2 stun counters on it. I doubt you'll ever craft it, because it's so much mana to craft it. 3 mana to craft it. And then the only thing it does is it makes something explore. So the only card that it's good for is the Cave Diver. Otherwise, you're just like drawing card or maybe a +1, and you have to activate it as a sorcery, so you're spending that mana on your turn, so you can't even hold that mana up. Sure, it only costs 1. That's pretty great. It should probably be free, because, yeah, that's just, I don't know. You have to craft it. You have to sacrifice an artifact or remove it from your graveyard, and you have to spend 3 on your turn, and then maybe you tap it and do another one. It's just too much. Too much mana spending. The Sentinel of the Nameless, probably the best Merfolk that's out there, just because it's a 3/4 with Vigilance, and sure, it creates map tokens. This is just good for every deck, like other decks. These are cards that are good for other decks. These are cards that are, not that great. Ren to make creature, you know, like I tried to use the Steward of Tides in order to make lands into creatures. So I put in Ren in there. I've got the Blossoming Turtle to plump them. I got the Awaken the Woods, and then obviously if you go Awaken the Woods, you want Nissa because that's just a game ender, you know, type of thing. Uh, Combo just don't work. You don't even draw. You don't even draw into this with this deck. That's how bad the curve of the cards or just whatever the makeup of the cards. You don't even draw Nissa with the Awakened Woods in order to get that easy win, which happens in other green decks or other decks. It usually happens just based on the mana curve of the cards and what the shuffler does. The shuffler doesn't even give you that combo in this deck. It's pretty terrible. I tried to have some foundries in there so you have more creatures, right? And the vine stock, it's just too expensive. It costs 5. Even if you have a turtle out, it costs 4. You're not activating that and then trying to do other stuff because you have to do other stuff because everyone else is faster than you. You're just so slow, so weak. Uh, yeah, that's the deck. Uh, maybe someone can make a good Merfolk deck. Send me a comment if you have any suggestions. But well, this deck I'm gonna put it on the shelf for the next set to come out, and that's only if it pumps Merfolks. This has been told. Sorry if I'm salty, but it's pretty terrible tribal deck. So have a great day.